Good evening. Talk of expansions are up in the air for the Lloydminster Airport, especially after the city introduced a new structure fee plan. And a local airline company says it's necessary if expansions are wanted and cannot fade to reports.
Thank you for calling Courtesy Air.
We would have them anywhere that we would operate. And when we came to Lloydminster, they didn't really have a structure of fees. So, we knew it was coming. If the airport's going to expand, you expect to have the fees.
Jackie Fowler says the fees aren't changing so much as just being set in stone, and says they're reasonable compared to other places.
Quite honestly, some of the places like Edmonton or Calgary or Fort McMurray have exorbitant rates. And so we're lucky to be where we are.
We're hoping that increased revenue will create increased opportunities out at the airport, give us more revenue to do upgrades, expansion options.
And Councillor Goodhand says these fees won't affect private plane owners, and as for the commercial owners, it shouldn't be costly.
Commercial users are also generating revenue and profit from the airport, so hopefully those costs will be nominal in the context of their operations.
It is totally cost recoverable. Is how we use it, so whatever we get charged is what the passenger gets charged. It's $5 a person when they end plane and deplane.
Now, emergency and medevac flights will remain the same, free of charge, and the new fee structure will be implemented on June 1st. Anna Knopfate, Newcap News.
Well, some changes at City Hall when it comes to the structure of council. The deputy mayor position has been filled, with each council member taking on the role for 2 months at a time. Now, the gig will be unpaid as none of them are able to commit to the position full time. Chris McQuid will be the first one to fill the role and says he's looking forward to it. Now, he believes it's an asset to a well-rounded experience in politics.
It helps in the role as a councillor as well. You see a little bit more of the day-to-day operations, and in the end it makes you a better councillor and helps you represent the taxpayers better.
We'll have great demanding needs, especially in a bi-provincial city. We do meet twice as many times as most communities, and so the workload is fairly heavy. So this gives them the opportunity, each one of them, to have 2 months going forward that they would play a supporting role to the mayor.
But not everyone on council agrees with having the position at all. Ken Baker feels it's unnecessary.
I think the big thing is that the independence of the individual council member, that they're free to vote and deal with issues as they see fit, and not be reporting back to the mayor or anyone else.
Options for the position will be revisited next year. Now, as the border city continues to grow, the availability of classroom space is a concern for both the public and Catholic school divisions. And the same can be said for Lloydminster's only francophone school. Now, only in its third year, Ecole Sans Frontières is already in its second location. And as Bart Pediasic reports, the school's growth may not be done there yet.
Singing in French, a collection of Ecole Sans Frontières students gathered in front of City Hall as both the Saskatchewan and Albertan Francophone flags were raised. It was all part of the kickoff to National Francophone Week.
It is a time for us as Francophones to shout loud and proud, if you want, our culture, our national heritage, and the richness of our language, obviously, as well.
This is the first time the school has celebrated the long-standing tradition with City Hall officials, and Michaud says it's a momentous occasion for his school as they celebrate just how far they've come.
Well, the Francophone School has had an important growth over the last few years. We are now up to 68 students compared with just a handful 3 years ago when we first opened the school.
Ecole Sans Frontières moved to this current location about 2 years ago, and now they're already running out of room. And officials say it's not a question of if, but when they'll move again.
According to former principal Paul Theriault, the school board is already working on finding a new permanent facility for the school, as the old Slim Thorpe building can't keep up with demand.
When we got it, I thought that we were good for probably 5 to 10 years, and within 2 years it's outgrown that facility, so it's very impressive.
For now, Michaud says as long as the demand is high, the school will continue to grow, and the city flag raising will be the first of many.
We're going to be back on an annual basis, loud and proud.
Bart Pediasic, Newcap News.
We're a little more than a week away from spring, but the melt is already on. But with the warmer temperatures during the day followed by below zero temperatures at night, it could cause more problems than it solves.
I think it's that time of year. You know, we all want spring to come, and we're all happy when it gets here. But you know, it's what happens to our sidewalks.
Now, with the recent warmer temperatures, evening flash freezes are becoming more common, making sidewalks more dangerous to walk on if they're not cleared. Now, city bylaws state that citizens have 72 hours to clear their sidewalks after the ice appears, and if not, they will be given a warning, and that could be costly.
If they don't clean the sidewalks, they potentially could face a fine, and they could face the city coming down and cleaning their sidewalks and the bill for that.
The city says there isn't a problem during the day when the ice is melted, but people should keep flash freezes in mind.
Well, I think that's the situation that occurs is during the daytime. There is no offense, there is no issue with the sidewalk. So the bylaw officers drive by, they look, and if they see a problem, they will speak to an owner. But you know, during the evening hours or during that transition period of temperatures, that's when people need to be cognizant that there's an issue.